Hello everyone and welcome to Probing Paul. This is episode number 94, my monthly Q&A where I answer questions submitted by viewers, which I have a handful of today. I'm also doing mail time because I have lots of packages that have arrived. So we're just gonna keep things pretty casual, pretty straightforward today, maybe even a little eye bleachy, focusing on the positive if we can. So let's get started.
Excellent!
Today's video is brought to you by the Paul's Hardware store on paulshardware.net, the only official source for Paul's Hardware merchandise. Tantalizing t-shirts, brilliant beer sets, high-quality hoodies, and more, all featuring the classic thumbscrew for tasteful and refined viewers, or the 8-bit thumbscrew for tasteful and refined viewers who hate curves. New designs are added sporadically and at random, so head over to paulshardware.net and get some of that sweet, sweet merch right now. Or not right now, after you watch the video. Either way. A quick nod towards tradition with Probing Paul. We have a Probing Paul playlist, and you can see lots of them going back into the past. Check that out if you want to see previous questions that I have asked and answered. Been asked and then answered. And since we have lots of mail time, let's get right through the Q&A. This one's from Cookie Man Cookies, which sounds delicious. Why not recommend the ARC stuff? All right, so this is referring to several of my recent videos, whether you're talking about tech news or you're talking about discussions about GPUs and GPU pricing, because GPU pricing is pretty bad right now, and anyone who's looking for a reasonably priced $300-ish card has a tough decision to make. Whether you're gonna bite the bullet and go with an 8GB card, which has serious limitations for the future of gaming, whether you're talking about newer AAA titles, or whether you're talking about gaming at higher resolutions and refresh rates like 1440 and 4K. Most recently, the RX 9060 XT came out from AMD, which I criticized pretty heavily because they named both cards, the 8GB and the 16GB card, the same name. And they also did some shenanigans to make sure that those 16GB reviews would be featured while the 8GB reviews would be harder to come by. So in my defense, I wanted to say first, I have been recommending ARC cards. It's just harder to recommend them when they're not at MSRP. So while for the time being, I recommend anyone who's looking at a GPU around $300 seriously should consider an ARC B580. The cheapest one of those that's currently available in the US is $310, a $60 markup over the $250 MSRP, which is pretty significant in this price range. Likewise, the ARC B570, which has a slightly smaller frame buffer, 10 gigs instead of 12 gigs, can be found for $280. Again, tough to swallow when you know that one should cost $200. I've actually gotten the same question directly from Intel when I've done like GPU recommendation guides, and they're like, hey, how come ARC wasn't included? And that was my answer to them. The markup on ARC is really just tough to swallow right now to make it a recommended option, especially when NVIDIA has now launched the RTX 5060, 5060 Ti 8GB, and 5060 Ti 16GB, which also have their issues in terms of price and positioning, but NVIDIA is the market leader, so anyone who's considering buying a GPU is probably already leaning towards NVIDIA by default because of their established base in the industry. And talking them out of that and into buying an AMD option on the Radeon side, or an Intel ARC option, which is even a little bit newer, we gotta have more incentive to encourage that sale. And I think until the B580 is back down to $250 and the B570 is readily available at $200, it is simply a tougher sell. But for anyone who's watching this, who's maybe not as familiar with the market, ARC has come a long way. It's gotten through a lot of the teething and growing pains that they had with the original ARC Alchemist series, and we are actually kind of optimistic, somewhat optimistic, that Intel will still launch an ARC B770 sometime in 2025. There were rumors that that might be announced at Computex, but it did not happen. It still might come out later this year, but unfortunately, as is so often the case in the PC hardware industry, and with GPUs in particular, we have to rely on hope for now that Intel will launch a B770, that it will launch for a reasonable price, and that it will be available in reasonable quantities so people can buy them, if we're going to have a reasonable third alternative to AMD and Intel, especially for the GPUs in the $400 to $600 range, where we still could use a lot more competition since the 9070 and 9070 XT are not cutting it. Next question from Sweelangelo. A quick question, would you guys have time to drop off at any computer shops and see what the prices of GPUs are there? All right, so I should clarify that this question was posted on the Computex 2025 finale video, where I showed lots of random stuff like eating food and going around Taipei, and we, yes, did a little bit of shopping. It's really an amazing place to explore. But one of the people who I met while we were wandering around Taipei is that guy right there, Steve, and I actually shot a little short video with him for the Gamers Nexus channel where we did what you're talking about. We wandered around some of these shops in the Guanghua Digital Plaza area, and we did a light bit of shopping. I don't want to spoil anything for that video once it does come out. I'm not sure when that will go live on the Gamers Nexus channel, but keep an eye out for it. A couple years ago, we did do a bit of this sort of shopping around for GPUs. And I will say, based on this experience, as well as my experience just a couple weeks ago with Steve, unfortunately, the Taiwan GPU shopping experience is not any better than it is here in the US. In fact, most of the prices we found in Taiwan were marked up compared to what you can buy things for in the US by anywhere from 10, 15, 20%. It depended on the shop you were at and the GPU that you were looking for. They did have like the new RTX 5060s and stuff, but I'll post a link to this video in the description if you missed it, so you can see a little bit of the shopping. This was back in 2023, so things are a little bit different, but a lot the same. And the final quick question for the Q&A phase from Nimblebits. The real question, does your suite have a bidet function? Did our suite have a bidet function? So we opted to stay at the Hyatt this year, which was actually really nice because it's very centrally located and it's not that expensive if you book it really, really early. We didn't do too much of a room tour, but I will say yes, my bathroom had a bidet. We actually had 2 bathrooms in the suite, so Joe kind of took the one in the front and I took the one in the back. The one in the back was the nicer, fancier bathroom that had the bidet. Joe, Joe, did you use the bidet at all?
I don't want to sit on the same toilet you did. That's gross.
Apparently Joe doesn't want to share a toilet with me, so he did not get the bidet experience in Taipei. But it was one of the fancy ones. It has like the seat warmer, various different like pressures that you can go for the stuff that's shooting up at your butthole and everything. It was fantastic. I can't wait to go back. Okay, next is mail time. I have a handful of packages that have arrived. Many of these were sent to my P.O. Box, which is P.O. Box 4325, Diamond Bar, California, including this nice postcard. A lovely postcard of the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. It was sent to me and it says, just wanted to say hi. No return address. So thank you, whoever sent this. Hi back. Next I have a couple packages here that were kind of late arrivals. Look, it's a video card that I told everyone not to buy. The 8 gig version of the 5060 Ti. What a horrible graphics card. I have bought it so I can test it and see how bad it is in some situations. Taking my time with that because another thing that has kind of come to my mind recently is the fact that these embargoes for the graphics cards, I feel like have been more and more infringed upon by the companies who set them up. I feel like it used to be a bit of a sort of a gentleman's agreement between the various people involved. The kind of unspoken thing for me was that, hey, the companies releasing these graphics cards are confident enough in the products that they sell that they can send them out to independent reviewers who are trusted to provide their honest feedback so that customers can get an idea of the performance before they make a purchase. It feels like that's kind of gone out the window lately, or at least they've been testing the waters to see if they can do things differently and like not give people as much information when products launch. So I'm kind of testing the waters to see what happens if I just am like, hey, this launch date that you've set arbitrarily, like, I don't care about that. I'm gonna test the things on my own time. I'm not gonna bust my ass doing it to meet some arbitrary embargo lift. And yes, I'm also gonna be purchasing some of the cards myself if they're not sampled to me directly so I can test them. So this is a 9060 XT 8 gig, the other card that they didn't want to sample because they don't want people to know how crappy it actually is. But there it is. Those are 2 things that I purchased myself so I can test them, and videos on those cards will be coming in the future at some point when I get around to it. Next up we have a collection of packages, not just this, but this comes from Eastcoastmodz, aka Robert Tarr. And Robert actually sent 5 separate packages over, but not all of them are for me. 3 of these are for Kyle. So these 3 I will be handing off to Kyle, and who knows if he's gonna do a video on it, but I guess you guys should pester him about that if you wanna know what's in those boxes. And I, meanwhile, will open these 2. It says, amazing, oh wow, it's so cool. And letter enclosed, enjoy your gifts, open this one first. This is a 5068 gig I'm gonna be, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Ooh. There's a letter. NVIDIA Jensen Huang edition. What? Okay. Please read first. All right, Robert wrote a very kind letter here. I will synopsisize it for you a little bit. There's a gift for Joe. May this gift bring each day into focus as Joe edits videos with profound creativity. Then 2 gifts for me, a large box that I might enjoy taking to CES 2026. If Jensen asks where did I get it, don't reply, I picked it up at the dry cleaners. Second gift is what I call extra special, considered a gift of appreciation for making a difference with all you do during charity events for all the great content you share with everyone. Robert, thank you so much for these kind words, and I'm super interested. Oh look, it's a bow, I can do that. So this one says Jensen Huang edition, and the reveal.
No way.
What? This appears to be a leather jacket, a black leather jacket. Wow. The Jensen edition. This is a Calvin Klein. That's it. All right. Wow. Suddenly I feel like GPUs should be more expensive. How do I look, Joe?
Wait, you need a...
What, this is a... The more you buy, the more you save. Or perfect. It's just perfect. Multi-frame generated frames are perfect. They're always perfect. Back to you, Steve. That's all I got for now. All right. This is unexpected, but cool though. Thank you, Robert. All right, next up, the second package from Robert. All right, so this one has a gift for Joe. This says Joe. It's got a tag on it. Tagged for Joe. So, here, let's save Joe's. I want mine. Me first, Joe. I got some gold bears. Gummies. Oh, look. I got another award. That's beautiful. It says, Making a Difference, Paul Heimlich YouTube channel, Paul's Hardware 2025. It's wonderful. This is gonna go with my where's my best media thermal take? It's adding to the shelf there. I am now the best media, and I'm also making a difference. And thank you. It's great for display. All right. So much stuff to open. Now I get to open Joe's present, which also has some gummies and also has, see Joe, it's to help you keep focus. It's an EF lens coffee cup. That's the red, it's a red band too. So yeah, it looks like a Canon EF lens, but then it is also coffee. The 24 to 105 millimeter f4L USM lens. And it also comes with the little stirring coffee and cleaning kit, I guess. All right, there you go, Joe.
Thank you.
Robert, Eastcoastmodz, thank you so much. Getting a little warm in the jacket now, but it's okay. Winter's coming soon, so I've heard. Speaking of our charity fundraiser that we've been doing for quite a few years now, Kyle and I do together. It's the continuation of our awesome hardware show that we have now transitioned over to be a charity fundraiser event, but we had an excellent event again at the end of 2024. We had lots of fun. Lots of people came by. We raised many. What did we raise? 50?
A lot.
A lot?
Yeah.
More than 35,000. All right, so Extra Life has sent us some nice things to thank us for our charity fundraising efforts. And they tend to send them to me, and then I share them with Kyle as well. But a nice card that says, "Thank you from Children's Miracle Network Hospitals. Dear Paul, because of you and the combined efforts of our community, Extra Life raised $13.9 million overall in 2024. That's amazing. The donations go to help Children's Miracle Network Hospitals. It's an excellent cause. They've been going on for quite some time. Very highly rated charity as well, which is important when it comes to making donations and everything. This is making more sense now. This one was for my fundraiser, and then we both joined the Awesome Hardware team on Extra Life. So this is the Awesome Hardware team thank you, which pretty much says the same thing, but it is addressed to Awesome Hardware. Beautiful, there we go. All right, so we have the Awesome Hardware plaque. That's the team plaque for being on a top fundraising team for 2024. Then we have this one, which is for the individual fundraising for being a top fundraiser in 2024. And of course, this is all thanks to you guys. Really appreciate all the donations whenever we do our Awesome Hardware live streams. Like, you guys come out and you donate huge, and we really appreciate it. And I love how they do like artwork from one of the kids actually at Children's Miracle Network Hospitals for that. And I need to make a display somewhere. I need to do like a set upgrade as well. Things are getting a little bit cluttered in here. But there it is. Thank you, Extra Life. Thank you to Robert. Thanks to all you guys who watch my videos, who donate when we do fundraisers, all that good stuff. Thanks for keeping things positive. Really appreciate it. And that is gonna wrap it up for this video. If you guys have any questions that you want me to answer in the next episode of Probing Paul, leave those in the comment section down below. You can also check out my store at paulshardware.net if you wanna buy yourself some high quality merchandise like t-shirts, mugs, hoodies, pint glasses, and more. Oh, and Joe says thank you too.
Yeah.
So thanks again for watching, you guys, and we'll see you all in the next one.